house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon. You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption. Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead. Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival. surges as the enemy crumbles. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome. Is the weapon that cuts on its own. A dizzying blow to body and brain. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end. Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them. Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear. What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield? In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings. Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion. Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth. Of madness and morbidity. Your work begins. The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood. Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage. Disadvantage. Give them no quarter. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten. The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. As victories mount, so too will resistance. Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood. darkness holds dominion, black as death. Close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Success so clearly in view? Or is it merely a trick of the light? The tents are pitched, banners fly, and the corpse wagons stand at the ready. The circus has come to town. The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful. Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike. bandage and pillage, the dancing steps of war. Blight had struck the harvest again that year, and the miller was desperate. He came to me, hat clutched tightly in filthy fingers, stinking of sweat and manure. Seated comfortably in my observatory, surrounded by telescopes and other delicate apparatus, I recognized his misfortune as an opportunity, and I agreed to lend him my expertise. Those who covet injury find it in no short supply. Decimated. confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving. Perform beyond one's limits. Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread. Great adversity has a beauty. It is the fire that tempers. Though long years may seek to separate them, action and consequence will invariably have their dreadful reunion. Tortured and reclusive, this man is more dangerous than he seems. The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war. Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.